have had a lot of action since they dropped the green flag here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Some of the best in the business finding turn 4 to be very tricky in the early laps. We've only run 22 laps, already had 3 caution flags. Among those involved, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Mike Bliss, and there Kyle Busch. Piling into the outside wall off turn 4. Kyle has come from the medical center and is with Jamie Little now.
And it was a heck of a battle up front, 4 position, the front of the field with Kevin Harvick, and you lost it. Your day's over. What happened, Kyle?
Just a mistake on my part, battling for the lead that early in the race. Just should have known that for as good as the Z-Line Designs Toyota was driving to just ride and, tried getting on the inside of Harvick there and got all the air taken off my side and spun out. So 100% my fault trying to race for the lead.
It was a hard lick. How are you feeling physically?
I'm fine.
All right, guys, tough day. It's a big hit in the points, Alan. As you know, he's running for the championship.
Yeah, Carl Edwards and Kyle figuring to have a season-long rivalry for the Nationwide Series title, and Kyle out early here today. Carl Edwards running 3rd. And I guess the thing that surprises me the most, what I said just a minute ago, is we talked with Mark Martin, the defending winner of this race, inside our ESPN pit studio. It's not like these are backmarker guys that are spinning out there off turn 4, Mark. We've seen Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch crash off that corner.
Well, these guys are up on the wheel. And, you really got to be careful. They're treacherous when the tires are cold and they're full of gas. If you make that car turn when it's got laps on the tires and gas burned off, it's going to be treacherous, and you have to really be careful in traffic.
Well, we hate to see those guys sliding around like that. I'm going to my over and under bet's not safe, by the way. Hey, now you got a new sponsor for tomorrow.
Pop-Tarts is on the hood.
Oh, man.
And I got something to show you. The hood is on the Pop-Tart.
Oh, is that right?
And you were saying...
Wow, look at that.
You wanted... I'm not sure that I want you to eat that, though. That's pretty nice.
Look at that. That's got Mark Martin's race car on it.
That's right. And
they're trying to get you pointed at a camera where they can zoom in on it, right?
How cool is that, now? That is cool.
Moms can get those for their kids at the grocery store.
Are you going to eat it, Brad?
You can have it.
I'm going to eat it if you let me keep it.
Just don't let me see you eat it. Wait till I turn my head.
Mark, you have all kinds of people talking about you winning the championship. While we were in commercial before, Doc Punch said, yeah, we'll talk with tomorrow's race winner in just a minute. Just amongst us. What's it like to you to hear all people like us saying, man, we just think he's going to be so good this year?
It just feels warm. It feels really, really good. It's so much fun to be a part of Hendrick Motorsports and go do the debriefings with, NASCAR's greats like Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. and all the crew chiefs and all the great staff and, all our sponsors, Kellogg's, CarQuest, all our teammates out there at the CarQuest outlets and everything. And to me, it's just a dream come true. Now, meeting those expectations are a little bit of pressure. I will say that I have gotten a little sick of my stomach on Fridays on qualifying day. We had an awesome race car. Had a not so great draw yesterday, the first car out, and we had a good enough car to still wind up 8th. But I think we're going to have a great year. It's awesome. Alan Gustafson is the smartest guy I have ever worked with. I mean, he is really on it. So I think that our cars will get better the more that we work together and figure out what I like.
You're not too bad a race car driver either, Mark.
Well, I've got a better race team than they've got a driver right now.
All right, Mark, thanks for the time coming by. We wish you well tomorrow and throughout the season. As you can see, they've rescinded the red flag. The cars are back under the yellow flag. Pit road will be open in a minute. And the other driver involved in that big wreck a minute ago is with Jamie. And
another hard hit, and the good news, he has been released. Scott, what happened?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I had another car on the racetrack. I mean, it was a racing thing, I think the 18, spun out, being really, pinched down by the 33 on the bottom of 4. Same thing that happened to the 20. The exact same thing happened to the 20. And we just were in the wrong place at the wrong time. But, at least we were fast. I mean, the car was running good. I mean, we were definitely really tight at the beginning to stay in the lead. But it was coming together for sure. I mean, I think we were going to have a really good car tonight or today. But it happens.
All right, Ellen, he told me he's feeling okay. That was a big hit, and it took a while to get out, but he's walking away.
All right, so pit road is open, and we'll see if anybody comes down pit road. Remember, Andy was talking earlier about this new tire that Goodyear's brought, harder right-side tire, expecting they can run it more than one pit stop. We're about halfway through a fuel run, but a lot of these laps have been under the caution flag, so I don't know if we'll see a lot of the front runners in or not. Guess we'll find out here in a couple seconds.
Well, I think you're right, and Mark made a great point on this tire. What we have is a race car that's running wide open basically around this racetrack, so we're trying to have some longevity in this tire. Goodyear's done a great job bringing a very durable product, so the guys have to make adjustments on this tire, and and compensate for their loose, when the cars are loose, not to overdrive.
Little indecision there on the old commitment cone down at the entry to pit road. Most of the front runners stay out. You see a lot of the back half of the lead lap cars coming down the pit lane for some service. So that's going to shuffle up the running order minimally. Brendan Gaughan, one of those coming in to let his team get a look at the car. Remember, he was involved in the secondary spin a minute ago.
Yeah, he got bumped from behind and got spun there, had a little damage to the rear end, but I think he's got that straightened up, so he should get that hot rod neatened up, get back out on the racetrack. Should be a factor before the day's over.
Watching them go to work.
They're getting after it, aren't they? I'll tell you what, this is where they earn their money, right here, and this is so important. Every weekend we watch the pit guys get guys on and off pit road, gain them spots, gain them positions. It's just as important as the race car being good.
All right, so we're done with the pit stop. Now it's time to repair the damage on the left rear corner of the car. And just another refresher as to what happened to Brendan Gaughan in the secondary spin. Kyle Busch spinning, racing for the lead ahead of him, collecting Scott speed. And then in the traffic jam up behind, here's where Brendan gets turned around.
Same right there. Michael McDowell just gets into the rear end of him as everyone's checking up, gives him a toss down pit road. Knocks some of the rear paneling loose, but the guys get that 100-mile-an-hour tape on it, and he'll be back out there as good as gold.
Earlier, before the pit road was open, David Reagan was on the pit lane getting repairs made to his car from some of the jam-up damage, and he will have to start at tail end of the longest line. As we get ready to go racing, Kevin Harvick, the leader. Kind of easy to forget that, Doc, huh, with everything else that's going on.
Trying to stay under the radar, guys. Kevin Harvick has led now 22 of the 24 laps. Scott Speed led the first 2 from the pole. Ryan Vickers behind him. Carl Edwards is third. Biffle and now Jeff Burton all the way up in the top 5. Dale Earnhardt Jr. now digging on the bottom of the racetrack for 6th position.
He's trying to get under Stephen Wallace, but that high line is really working well here early in the race, and these guys are going to have to let these things kind of sort out because we've seen some really good drivers spin out, just like we heard him say downstairs.
Stephen Wallace will take that position away from Earnhardt Jr. Wallace has had a really good car all weekend. There's Jr. in the 5 car in 6. Behind him is the rookie Justin Allgaier. A lot of people in the garage, DJ, thought Allgaier could have his first top 5 here today, or maybe better.
Absolutely. He's shown a lot of promise. Done a really good job in the first 2 races, and in practice was very good. What I liked watching there with Stephen Wallace, too, was he got passed on the outside in one of the earlier restarts, and so the young man learned about that. But Justin Allgaier's really a talent we're going to be able to keep an eye on. I think he'll win a race in this car this year in this series.
Caution is out. Back it down. Back it down.
Scramble of cars in turn 4, the 09. John Wes Townley has had contact with the concrete, does not get hit by other cars, fortunately, as they went above and below him, but we have caution now for the 4th time.
A lot of guys did a great job to miss that. Brendan Gaughan had made that pit stop and was coming up from the back, and
take it to the garage.
avoided that car.
To the garage. Take a set of tires to the garage.
Brad might need to get a halftime bet on this over-under deal. He might have to go for the second half of the race.
Yeah, he's going to lose that one, I'm afraid. And we're on board here with Mike Bliss. See how he's going down in the corner here. He's got a good look at this 09. He just gets a little bit loose, goes around.
Spin behind you, spin behind you.
I don't think Bliss got into him there. And that's the other danger. We talk about that high line. You have to be really careful right there. Now here's Brendan Gaughan here.
Just up on the outside of doing it.
He just put on tires too. You have to be really careful in that situation. He obviously has to miss the wreck, but you don't want to run over anything from a previous wreck up there either. He's already used up 1 set of tires, and that's the problem. I see all of these guys having these problems early, spinning out and things. They're using up a set of tires that these other guys are going to have for later on.
Well, the good news is that if they don't spin out, these tires will last a long time. We saw Brendan Gaughan have to come down pit road because he did spin out and possibly flat spotted him, so they had to change it.
Rookie John Wes Townley being helped out of his car after a hard lick. He had never been to Las Vegas, and he may want to forget this day. Lap 28, caution number 4, the rookie in the wall.